Good morning and welcome back to another episode of Farming Life at Lefore. So today it's a bit of a wet one outside. So Mum and Dad are currently on their way back from the Mart. So they went to the Mart early this morning to drop off the last of the 9 weanlings that we had in the shed. So I believe there was 8 males and 1 female left. That's the last of them. Normally we'd bring either all males or all females. But that's the last of them now, so the big shed is cleared up there and we just have more weanlings that are down in the bull shed being fattened. But yeah, the big shed is now emptied of weanlings, so ready for bringing cattle in over the next, I think, week or two, depends on the weather, if it holds up like this or not. So they're on the way back. They must be a big Mart because they're late. So I'm actually heading off this week for a job. So for the translation work that I do, so there's an Irish company, I won't say too much about them, so I don't know if they want to be told about, but there's an Irish company and they're looking for suppliers in France, so that's some of what I do is setting up meetings and bring them around and translating. So I'm in Montluçon now, waiting for Mum and Dad, so they're going to come straight from the Mart to here, instead of coming back and in, because if not we'd be late, because I have to pick up a car. So I'm getting a hire car because I have to drive, I think it's about 8 hours from here up to the boat to pick up this person and bring them around for the next week or so. So Mum and Dad I've left them the camera, so they'll probably do the filming. I'll tell them to be sure to update you on how the weanlings do. Don't know if we'll get as good as last week, but hopefully maybe we might get even better, you never know.
Okay, just letting you know there what way the last 9 there weren't 9 heifers, the 9 last cattle. We dropped them in the Mart this morning early. Most of the time now we don't stay there, we just drop them in, and the Mart rings just when they're coming into the ring, and we say yes or no, because this time of the year especially the Marts are big. The last day, which we were just hung around because I wanted to go into the farm supply centre, whatever you call it, agri service. So prices are still strong. This week we had a mixed bunch. We had 3 heifers. No, we had 4 heifers. 4 heifers, because well, they had 3 together, they were okay. Then there was 1 heifer, she was over a year old, and we put her in on her own. And normally, she was not far off 14 months, believe it or not. Normally with them sort of heifers before this, you'd always have to fatten them and let them off. Now, what was her problem was, she was a problem case when she was a calf. And took a long time to get her going, and often thought maybe I might find her dead, but she came out of it and she grew into that, and she came into 1,380 euros. I don't know the per kilo now on that one, so that's not too bad for her. So I know she wouldn't probably fatten too well because she was still very small at 14 months, so that's why when you send her off to be killed, you'd be penalised because she'd be small and this and that. The bulls are still holding strong. This year now, normally the 2 last bunches I've sold, normally I would have left them till after Christmas till they get up to 400 kilos, but with the prices being good, we just said we'd let them go, because we still have more younger weanlings there now to go. So it's actually better now. It's actually working the right way. Before this, the smaller weanling would be getting more per kilo than the heavier weanling, which didn't make sense. But the heavier weanling now is making a lot more than the lighter weanling per kilo. So there's friends of ours there now, they sold 400 kilos and they got 525 a kilo. So the heavier ones, it pays to keep them till they're up around 400 kilos. So that's the last of the weanlings now for this year. And I think that's all I was to say. So we're here just showing you another project I've finished up, just to make life a little bit easier. This is our fattening shed, as we call it, or we keep some bulls in it, and just to get them up to the other yard without a big ordeal. Before, we'd have to be parking the Manure or a tractor there, and someone would always have to be standing here. So just to eliminate having two people, or if you want to do a small job in a few minutes, it's not a big ordeal. So it's just a couple of old gates we got. We had planned to put two like this here, but then when we got the price of it, it was only cost €1,200. So we said we'd make up what we're at. So I'll show you them here working on. So that's it, done in a couple of seconds, and it runs them out. You don't have to be getting anyone with you or anything, just to make life easy, like that a little bit easier. Now we left legs here, so it just makes it a little bit solid, and the same there, so the gates are rested. So there'll be roughly about 2 7-metre gates. So another bit of doing a few upgrades here on our crush, or cool war, it's called in French. So this is the system now that's on it for winding up feed. Now that is a very good idea, that, because wherever you leave it, it stays, or if you unwind it, it stays. So it's not having click click ratchet. So if I wind it up like that, anywhere I stop, it'll stop. But the problem is you have to tie on the rope here and put a bar across here, and your animal is in there of course, and then wind up the leg and go back real quick and tie the animal's leg to the bar. But before you do that, he has bet his leg off it. Some of them would have bet their leg off it 5 or 6 times. So I've changed it around as well. I'll show you in a second. So then to do the front one with the same thing, you have to bring the rope up through these little rings here, and you put this yoke down here to put the front leg on. So it worked. This works, but it's a lot of work, and it's a 2-person job, because when one person has to wind up at the back, wind up the leg, the other lad has to be here with another rope around the front leg, and when he gets it bent in like this, he has to tie it to it to work on it. Now when you have it in it, it's okay, it works. So I've changed it around a bit. So I've taken this off of here, and I'll bring it around the other side now and show you. So I made up this, and the same thing fits on. Now there should be a clip through there. So the animal's foot is there, and you can put a belt up through this little slide here. You head from there, this side. You can get the belt up through here and put it on, and then you're going to wind it right up and just pull it here. Now I've been watching some of these lads paring feet on YouTube, and they have something similar, only theirs is a hydraulic or electric. Like that now, and that stays in. Wherever that stays, that's it. It won't budge, because that pin is there. So when you're finished, then all you do is pull up the pin. Now that stays behind, and I'll make another one for the far side. So I'll have left and right. So then I can just put this on the wall. So then for the back piece, what I've done is I've changed this gate here around a bit. Before it was hanging the other way. So now I have it that it opens this way and it just closes like that. So here then I have, now we're still at. So here then I put this bear here. Goes in there like that. That's it. So, and I get the ratchet. So here then, I just put this that plate there. Now I have to open that door out of the way. So that fits on there. Put the clip in there. So this way then, you're just tying the rope directly onto the animal's foot, and you wind it up. And you're tightening it right against this bar. So when you have it there, it can't budge. Before, I'd have to have, there's another bar there, and you'd have to wind it up over here, so someone else would really have to be there winding it up and then tying it. Now there is 2 belts, that works well alright. There is 2 big chains here, belts. Now they work well. So they go in there like that, and the hook on, wherever side the animal is. So you put them under the animal, both sides, one front and back, and then there's a winch this side that winds it up. Now that's okay, that works well. So if there's ever a problem with a bowl or anything, that they won't go fall down on you. So that works. Now, why do we bother pairing these feet ourselves? It's just sometimes when you bring in a group of cows and there's one maybe starting to get lame or that, you can do it there and then. And the bits will sell us the block that sticks on now and the glue and the whole lot. And I've been watching lots of them there on YouTube, so I've picked up a lot on it, and we've done a few, stuck on a few shoes. Now the other thing we have done is, this chute is not a squeeze chute. So one big fault to this is it's very narrow or wide for young calves. So we put these on, 4 of them. You can see if you shine up the back there. So there's 4 of them. So there should be, I haven't actually tried it, but if you like the crush there, I have the crush made narrow on the bottom and it stops them turning, but when they come up here, that's when they turn back. So a big cow, her belly will fit around there. I was kind of, when the last time there was a cow in there, I kind of took measurements. So the whaling then will be here. So the 4 of these here should stop them turning. And then I have, there's only 2 bolts holding the whole lot on. Here, so I have a spanner left here in case there is a problem. So it's only a matter of just whip off the bolts or the nuts, and if there's a problem. Now maybe on the chute down there we have it real narrow and I can ventilate bolts and all up. So hopefully I don't have to take them off. Now we were looking at squeeze chutes, but then a lot of the squeeze chutes haven't got the way of doing the feet. So you're back to square one again. And so then we have behind our Barrett engineering, what do you call it?
Head scoop.
Head scoop. So that fits on there like a drill. No bother. So that's Barrett's abandoned show head scoop. Fits on there. This still opens. You have to have it. ladders through without having to move it. But if you want to, you can move it. But there's actually no need to move it back if you don't want. So it'll be getting a lot of work now. This is our busy season, as we call it, and that was it. So it just stops them jerking around on you. So as well as that, then it's very compact. That's what I like about it. Because a lot of them are very bulky up here. They're big fiberglass yokes and they're very bulky. So then for our and I pull that out. So then we'll have it that fits over here. So then we have that fits here. Now I have two holes there. I didn't know which way it was going to. Sorry, it's the other hole. So that then will lift up a cow's head there. If you had, the whole idea is if you had a cow there, you have her head locked in. If she's a contrary cow or whatever, they don't lock themselves in. The second time is handy. So if you want to give her anything there and then, you can just put this on it, and as well as that then, that can just stay there. Not in the way of the passageway or anything. So it could stay there as well, you don't have to take it down. So yeah, that's that should work a treat. Big help to us here on the farm. So just show you a few things here on the muck spreader. So we were behind the lights on this back frame. As I said before, I made that. Now you can see it's a little bit pitted, but that's about 8mm thick. That pipe, they're all drilling rods. Because what was there before was only a piece of tin, and even without a fire or no fire. Now there's a red cover to cover the lights when you're working. So the beacon light and all is wired up. Have a junction box there, I think you see it. So the lights on the side of the machine, when I have this all on, I'll connect into that. Now I've only them little strip connectors, we call it, in there. Over here I soldered it. Now when I'm finished, have all them wired up and all, I'll pack that up with Vaseline or electrical grease, so the little screw joiners won't seize up. Yeah, so it's getting there. Now I think that was red. I don't know because it was burnt. I think that old guard before on it was red, so I just painted it green to break it up a bit. And like I said, I have the cover that goes over this here, I have that done green as well. So I think I should I'll just show you the shed out here. Now, glorious day. I'm going drawing wood chips tomorrow, so our quad and calf catcher, I don't know how I would manage it out. This year we had a lot of problems with calves, but I'll tell you that later. So I'll show you what I've done here in the shed. The shed I built, like, and we'll have the 3 sections of the, well, where we keep the cows and calves for the winter at the back of the shed. So we'll walk out through that and show you the shed. So that's it. So I'm getting wood chip now this year. Going to hopefully use a good bit of it. So I hope to dump a load in each section here. So there I'll turn the camera around. So we have that gate there just for access to go in to open the door on the other one, if on the other shed. And there's only a chain around it, all simple. I had the gate, that's all fenced off there. We have electric just to keep the cattle away from scratching the shed. So the door will be left open, and I have that chain there to keep it pinned back. So that's all up and running now, or ready to roll. That's the Berlin wall, and now we have the other wall. I'm not going to show you that now because I'm going to fly through this, to be honest. So yeah, that's all done now. Here is the only thing I won't have finished this year, this corner, because I want to take back them big rocks, and I want to put a gate. I'm just going to put that old bars across there now, just in case cattle knock the electric. So I'll put that across there for now. That'll do it. They're only thrown there because I just cleared up here one day, and I want to take away some of that clay out of there. Now, when I was at this shed here, this has been a kind of an exceptionally wet year. So when I dug out the shed, when I was at the holes, we had about 57 mil of rain straight after it, and didn't help the job at all. And then when I put the barrels down in the ground and had them all levelled, we got over 60 mil of rain, and the barrels hopped up out of the ground. So there's the shed. I think I told you people who watch the channel, that's second-hand sheeting on the side. Actually got it for nothing off an English guy. He had it covering the roof. That gate was here. So this is only temporary here now because that clay has to be taken out. I'm not going to add now. Might go add later on the year. Luke is back at Christmas and we might go add. They're only there now just to stop the cattle. There'll be a proper fence going from that railway sleeper across to make it more secure. So I have this gate hanging here. I have a hole in all board there. I was going to sheet this gate, but then changed their mind. So I have a small gate there. It's just the way it worked out because it's under the overhang, and we just sheeted it. So I have it roughly levelled off. I have some gravel out here in front. Next summer now I will put a finishing coat of gravel on that, a more finer one, and I'll see what way the ditch works out for next year or for this year. But we had all that rain. Now I dug out in front of here then just after roofing it, and we got 87 mil of rain, maybe more. I think it absolutely flooded the place. Now you might have seen when Laura videoed the machinery there, all under it is green because the water flowed down the yard and under all the machinery and out through the shed. It was like a river, and then everything got green after it. So now well, that's just an old machine I made up one time for sowing grass seed, but that wheel broke off. It's a double roller. There's actually still grass seed in it. The grubber here, and it does a grand job, only I want to fix that wheel. It's the power harrow. That was on the farm. Grubber, we call it back in Ireland. One of these has fell off. I haven't used it in years now, but I was going to sell it. But and then I set it up right now for grubbing between the maize when it's up. I'll take off the crumblers. That's all. Might have this bay here for stacking the machines, as I was saying before. Now I have these two ones sheeted because there's no ditch outside. Now it's all different sort of sheeting. Outside is mainly white, I think. Whether I painted or not, I don't know, but I think it came in, fitted in well in this corner. It's just a grand handy shed for backing machinery in that you're only using, that we're finished using it altogether. Now this bay, I have decided, I know the Manitou is in it now, I've decided to use this one for the two big trailers, that one and that one, because you have a great run back into it. So here then, that's sheeted, while the overhang is not, and I'm not going to bother. Now I'm going to put gutters there, alright, for sure. So then we put this gate here and we sheeted it, and we have the little what we call it a stile, place you can hit it out. So that's it, and I have a chain on here because the sheeted gate is very dangerous. So when it's open back again, the shed here, the chain will hook it on. So that's I just said I'd run through that before I do anything else. So I think it fitted in real well, and it's not very expensive, and it's 100 foot long by 27 foot wide. So it's plenty long, and the 6 metre bays are plenty for getting in two machines. If they were 5 now, you wouldn't fit two. There's a lot of guys do them in 7s, but I think it would be you'd have one less bay, but you probably wouldn't get as much in. So that's just now if you had all 4 metre machines or something, or 4 metre and a 3 metre, it'd work, but mainly for this sort of thing. Now the Manitous won't be in there. It'll be all just machinery. Say the balers will come down here now, and the stuff that I'll be using for the winter will go back up to the other shed, as they call it. So what's left to do now is take this heap of clay out. There's no big panic on it. Just see what way it goes on over the winter, that it doesn't get too wet or anything like that. Now, had a good test because we had the wettest summer in a long time, so I can't see it. Now there's a few old bits of gates left there, so take this out of it and put gravel into it and put up the fence. That's a nice job. It's not a panic job, as I'd call it. We can take away the clay, and we don't have to go under the ground, so it won't interfere if it does get wet. And that's it. So it was an old corner that was good for nothing. So it's actually very good now, and machinery in. I love having machinery in now. And the other job here then, I'm going to start making it shortly, is the overhang on this shed. I have the stuff, the purlins are in there. I got all the purlins when I got that. They're 6 metre bays as well, and I have the sheet. So now that's corrugated on that, and the front piece is going to be box, but well, I've no one to please on it myself, so it'll do. Problem with that shed is if you do get when I work my hand, if you do get weather from that side, it'll nearly go the whole way in to the back of it. So I'll put down, it's 2.5 metres. I'll come down about 3 foot or that on it. So it's still fairly high. That's 7 metres high, so it'll still be high enough, the trailers and all, when we're at Mace. But it'll just make that shed that little bit more closed in, like that one there. I think that one is, if that one was straight up and you got weather this way, to go right into the back. So no, I'm real pleased with that, and like I said, haven't worked out exactly what it cost me, but I have it all written down, so Laura might go through it. Have the, like I said, just eave shoots, and what else? Well, the gravel we dug up ourselves, And I put my time into it, because if you did that, you'd never do one. So I have to clean up this moor now, and that hurts the prairie. I'm going to put that in now as well, even though there's nothing in it to rot. But I don't know, it's grand to see machinery covered in. And I'm going to also sheet the cable in that shed. I have the sheeting and all, but just never got around to do. So that'll just finish this yard, and we'll call this now the backyard. So everything is out of the way, and it's nice and closed, and no cattle can get into it, and I think it's grand. So that's the sheeting there for the overhang. So that's all. I leave it there. This is Barrett's backing bar. Now, for young stock, you mightn't have to use it as much, but if a cow or a bull goes up that chute once or twice, it knows well it's in face of something when it gets there. So what our problem here is, and I don't like baiting the daylights out of them, it's a waste of time, I know it. So when they go up there and they decide to come back, now I have one here myself, just when I look on it up myself, but it's a long way back. So this one here, when they bounce off of something, if they go up and they come back and they bounce off something, then they'll go on. So every time they go on, you just keep shoving it till they bounce off it and they take the corner. Now I'm going to have to cut that bar out, because this was only a gate that was adjusted. So if I cut these bars out, it'll still be strong enough, so I can slide it the whole way up. And then when I finish with it, it might be every, I just put that on there to hold it back out of the way, but you could tie it or anything. It's there all the way. Now I can move it anywhere down along then, because all these gates are standard, and it's only that pin pulls up, and that's it. It's no bother at all. So another, that's why they call it make life easy and safe, because cattle are getting bigger and a bit more wilder than they used to be. So that'll do.